shaking right now. I'm shaking. I just got done going to the grocery store. Sorry. And this worker was like, "Can I help you bring your bags to the car?" Ma'am, I'm too young to be called a ma'am. I identify as 24 years old. It's just so hard to get respect for my trans age.
Guys, welcome to Better Bachelor. My name is Joker with a face for radio and a voice for print. Well, this Queen of the Nile, this Aphrodite, this Venus, this God's gift to men, she wants to know, are you ready for hot girl summer? Because she's ready to meet all the men on social media and on the dating apps. But she's very upset because dating apps have decided not to let people swipe indefinitely. And she's very upset because it is ruining her hot girl summer. This is a video that went kind of viral. I've got a lot of things I'm actually going to cover today in this one, but I'm only going to do some of it here on YouTube. The rest I'm going to do on Rumble and Locals. And the reason why I'm going to do that is because I want you guys to become supporters today. Either come over to Rumble, check things out, or join me on betterbachelor.locals.com, where you get ad-free experience, join a zillion like-minded men. It's an amazing community. You can become a supporter for like $5. It's not very expensive. It's less than a cup of coffee. It's less than a value meal. One value meal a month. And you can support my journalism, so I hope you do. And on top of that, we do movie nights and live streams. We have a lot of fun over there, so at least go over and check it out. I think you'll enjoy it along with a bunch of other guys that have already done so. So we got this gal, and she's very upset because dating apps are now only allowing you to like and have conversations with 8 people. And when you're talking to 8 people, that's it. You can't keep liking indefinitely. And she's very upset. Let's listen to what she says about it.
I just got this notification on Hinge. Apparently now they have set a limit for you to send more likes. Not that I send fucking likes.
She totally sends a bunch of likes. That's how she noticed this.
Apparently now when 8 or more people are waiting for you to reply, you are not allowed to fucking send likes. And when you click the little info button, this is what it tells you.
It says research shows focusing on fewer chats at a time leads to more dates and less burnout. That's why we introduced a limit. When 8 or more people are waiting for a reply, it's time to reply or end the chat. Then you can send likes. I think that is completely reasonable. Well, if you're interested in dating.
Wow, this is... They just keep making the user experience even fucking worse. But no, it'll help you because then you won't be burnt out. Shut up. This app is already a fucking hellscape. I literally got back on because I was fucking bored and it's like hot girl summer, but this sucks. Like, oh my god, it's so bad out here, guys.
Okay, so let's break this down. It says here, start chat, start chat, start chat, and she scribbled out the faces and the names. So she's got guys that are interested in speaking with her. Now, they haven't sent any chat messages yet, or at least the 3 she didn't highlight. And it says start chat, and she doesn't want to start the chat either. What's this becoming? Dating apps are becoming social validation. Guys are going out there, and yes, guys are sending likes to absolutely everybody because that's how it works. They just go like, just hoping, like they're instead of casting out a fishing line or a couple fishing lines and hoping to catch the fish they want, they're casting out a net and they're scooping up a couple of fish, a bunch of boots, Jimmy Hoffa with cement shoes on, like they're scooping up everything, and then they're throwing away the things they don't want, and they're keeping what they want, where instead women are just social validating. Listen to part of this that she says here in a moment, okay? Because there's something key that I want you to hear that she says. But, and I'll get there in a second, but it says she doesn't, it's 8 people are waiting for a reply. And that is not enough. That I need to talk to more people. I need more social validation. It even says, hey, you can end the chat. You can end the chat. So she can go through and say, no, end the chat, and then move on. But she doesn't want to do that. Why not? Because that takes time. It's easier to just swipe on a bunch of cute guys, see that you got 15 notifications that they liked you back, which isn't even liking you. It's just saying that they would smash, and she can go about her day. But now it's forcing her to actually take the time to go through and clean out her messages and actually do some work. But this is the point that I think is clutch.
I literally got back on because I was fucking bored, and it's like hot girl summer, but
There it is. I got on here because I was bored. She's not interested in finding someone to date. She's not interested in even hooking up necessarily. She was bored. You're her entertainment. You're her validation and her entertainment. Because I know a lot of you that have been on dating apps will get a like or get a match, and you're like, sweet. And you go on, I don't know, Reddit or something, and you go on the, hey, need a cute opening or funny intros, funny openings to start a conversation on a dating app, and you do it and you get nothing back. And you try a different one and nothing, and a different one and nothing, and you're like, what is going on? Am I that hideous? Why do people match with me in the first place if they don't want to talk? Or it talks and it goes nowhere. And you're like, why are people even on here and matching with me if they're not going to talk and go on a date? It's because they don't want to. You're entertainment when they're bored. They want to find guys they think are cute. Maybe that was you. And then when they see the bing, like, they say, guys that I find attractive still find me attractive. Validation. Or I was bored and had nothing better to do. And that's what you are. And this girl, guys, this is the face. Now, I don't know how old she is, but she's got the little jowl thing going here. She's got a proboscis on her I wouldn't say is necessarily a great one to put a nose ring in to bring attention to. But she's getting matches. I mean, you can see here in the beginning, she's getting matches. She's getting likes. There are guys out there that are like, whatever. That's not good enough for her. Bad Billy Pratt over on Twitter. He's got about 35,000 followers. I think he's like I don't know if he's a dating advocate but he kind of talks about men's stuff. And he says, I think about this a lot lately, and it says dating advice from over on Reddit. He said, conversations on dating apps are almost like chores. I'm 28-year-old male here. I feel like after matching and talking to someone after a while, you get in the trap of asking the same questions again and again. How was your day today? Yada, yada. It just dies down after a while because it becomes so routine. It's so draining. And when you actually go on the date, sure, you have chemistry and try to escalate, but more often than not, I'm just going there to get it done and then ending up getting ghosted or mutually losing interest in each other and being almost like strangers on Instagram. It's because there's too many choices, or you weren't really interested, or maybe a guy wanted to smash, but then he, five-knuckle shuffles it before he leaves the door. He gets that post-nut clarity. He's like, why am I even bothering with this? Listen to the replies. Lost in the Ether said, men were told a whole lot about dating, but never told you're essentially auditioning over and over for a show you're not even sure you like. And, of course, Billy says, correct. How about auditioning over and over for a show that you're never even going to be on? Medium Raw says dating app conversations are just as casual as meeting with human resources. Oh, excuse me. Dating is a job interview with hidden job requirements. It's all trite and demoralizing. Someone else says, yeah, it sucks. Someone else, it's not even just the dating apps anymore. You're expected to have a boring texting phase with every girl you come across these days. I've kind of tapped out at this point. I've had multiple instances this year where I hit it off with a chick, we exchange numbers, and then she tries to text me. I just go, screw this. It's not worth the effort. That's burnout. That's burnout. Guys are done with it. And what's the next step in this phase? Guys get tired of it. They get tired of matching. They get tired of nothing happening. And what's happening to the women? I've talked about this a million times, guys, so I'm going to keep this super short. She goes, this video goes viral, and it says therapy diaries. Why he didn't just like you enough is not the right answer. She goes on this tirade of how she's dated guy after guy after guy for a few months, and he doesn't want to buy her flowers. He doesn't want to take her to dinner. He doesn't want to do anything with her except bust nut and leave. But they are quote unquote dating. And she goes in through this teary-eyed response of, well, I'll let you listen to the first 20 minutes because I don't want to burn you out on this stuff. But it's another good example. I'm going to tell you what happens. And I got another video I'll show you on it to kind of explain this stuff.
He broke up with me because he was like, I'm never going to be the guy who posts you on Instagram or who buys you flowers, which I thought was stupid. And then now I hear that he has a new girlfriend and they're traveling around Europe together and he posts her on Instagram. He refused to ever post me. Now a year later, he can date someone and like happily be posting her. Even though I don't even want him anymore, it's like the principle of things that makes me salty. And it's just like annoying because like people or society, they'll say like, oh, it's because they don't like you enough. And I just never felt like that was like an adequate explanation. And it's like the same thing with, it's like where he was like, well, I just didn't like you enough. That's why I treated you so poorly in the end. It's just this stupid way for these men to not take accountability.
Now I'm going to pause there. She goes on to say that in the beginning of the relationship, he said, like, I'm still going to be smashing other girls. I'm still dating other people. This isn't going to be exclusive. And if you're not okay with that, I'm going to bounce. Like, I'm not going to, this isn't right, you know. And she's like, fine. And Abba and Preach did a segment on this, and I'm going to review this more at length over on betterbachelor.locals.com. I'm going to go into more of this over there. Because you guys, I know you guys have heard it, but if you do want the extra content, I'm going to make it available on my website. And what's happening is this exactly, and then after I play this last video for you guys on Rumble and YouTube, we're going to get into some funny stuff, and I'm going to review an Abba and Preach video. This from this girl, right? She's got freckles, she's got the fish eyes that are wide apart, she's definitely 100% mid, and she says this is the most gorgeous bartender I've ever seen. Now I have to mute this because it does have music playing at the bar, but look at her face. She is locked on. She's got like radar locked on to this dude. And here's the bartender, and he's Chad Chaddington. He's Chad Thunderstroke. This guy looks like Hollywood actor material. I don't know if I can make this video any bigger here. This guy is the good looking, and she is, and for obviously, during several activities, he's talking at the bar, he's cleaning glasses, he's doing something else, She over and over and over and over keeps taking videos of him because she's enamored. This is a top, probably 1 to 3% looking guy. He's tall, he's got the slick back hair. This guy is like Hollywood actor, main actor. This is the guy that's trying out for acting roles in Hollywood and at least getting callbacks to maybe go down on the female director to get a job, right? And she's got clip after clip after clip after clip of this guy. And I'll admit, he's a very good-looking guy, tall, handsome, right? And she's just enamored with him. She says, this is the most gorgeous guy at bartender I've ever seen. Okay, now, I'm not saying that this gentleman that she's filming is this guy. But what happens is these women, this guy will say, I'm not interested in a long-term relationship. I'm just keeping things casual. I'm just DTF, you know what I'm saying? If you want to see each other, that's fine. And you know damn well this girl, with her reaction right here, if she hung around until the bar's getting quieter or a little closer to closing times, and she goes over and she says, so what are you doing later tonight? And he thinks about it and he's like, well, I don't have anybody lined up for later tonight. I got nothing going on right now. Everybody in my normal stable of women I've already slept with half a dozen times, but she's new. And he says, she said, what are you doing later tonight? And he goes, you. And then gives her a little wink and a smile. You know she's going to be tee-hee-hee. And then she's going to wait until he gets out of the bar, and she's going to let him smash in the parking lot or back at her place. And if she's good, he'll be like, I want to see you again. But again, I'm not into long-term. I'm just kind of keeping things casual. And she's like, he is God's gift to men. I will let him raw dog me any position, any way he wants to. I'll pay for his apartment if he'll raw dog me in it. That's the eyes on this girl. And then she does. And he smashes it for a while until he gets bored. And then he goes away. And this girl, in the meantime, has fallen in love. Because now her new bar has been engraved into stone. This is her new man. And now men are pigs. And the next guy she sees that looks like this, she'll still do it again and again and again. And you know how I know that? Because this girl in the video, she doesn't just say, my last boyfriend. She says, all these guys keep doing it to me. Maybe she's got a jamming body on her. Maybe she's got a fun personality. I don't think her face is all that personally, just not my type. But maybe guys are like, man, she got a rack on her. She got that, pog going. Actually, it wouldn't be a pog. It'd be a P-A-A-G because she's Asian. She's got that pag going. And he's DTF. And so he taps it for a while. But he says to her, you're not my forever girl. And she says, I don't care. I want to do this. I'm going to manipulate him with sex and convincing him, and he'll be mine someday. And then he's not. And then she's angry. And he's the manipulator, even though he said he didn't want long term. And he's the bad guy. But now she sees him with another girl on social media, buying her flowers and jet setting her all over the world. What's the difference? Now he's with a woman he actually finds attractive and funny and interesting and sees long-term potential in her. And she's probably a little bit better looking. And she's the package. And it's not that this girl isn't the package. She's just not the package for that guy. And the guys that would treat her well and would give her the package treatment, she's too good for them, so she thinks. Because she's sleeping with guys that look like this. Even though he's just literally using her for gratification. Like, she's a nut buster. She's a nut buster. She's good enough to bust the nut, and that's it. And she keeps getting suckered in over and over and over again. And that's what Abba and Preach were talking about. And I'm going to play their segment because I agree with them on some parts, but I'm going to disagree on others. Because they have some things to say. And when a woman, this woman here, she gives it away. She 100% gives away the game. But she swears so much that I can't play this on Rumble or YouTube. Because it would just be a bleep or a blank every other word, and you would have no idea what she's talking about. But she gives the game away. That when he is good looking, and he's athletic, and he's got his game, and he can lay a good pipe, okay? When he takes her to that magical place where her little man in the rowboat is in the happy place over and over again, when he hits it just right and turns it sideways, she says, of course we're going to go crazy for you. Of course we're going to stalk you. Of course we're going to go crazy. They admit what they're doing. They admit they can't help it. They admit it. And that's the best part of this. So understand that it's about manipulation. It's about the same things that we always talk about, and they can't control themselves. They can't control themselves from the virtue signaling and the getting attention and the sleeping with wrong guys. And then when they do get it, they go crazy, because that's what this is about that we're going to talk over on betterbachelor.locals.com right about now.